Okay.
Yeah. So Jay, we're talking about it. It's a year in review, but also at that same token is that what does the next year bring? So if you want to just give us an idea as to what North Bay and the area has seen in terms of prosperity and what you hope to bring in the future.
One of the things that we want to do, of course, Ontario Northland and the New Deal for Northern Ontario is primary. The proponents have come to me. I've given my full support. I think it's a brilliant idea. I think it's a brilliant proposal, and I'm going to work with these people. We need to retain Ontario Northland for the 600 or 700 jobs that are here. It's important to our economy. It's taken over 100 years to build that, and we don't want to lose it overnight. And I'm going to work very hard to support and promote the New Deal for Northern Ontario. What we have is very exciting. It's not only exciting for Ontario Northland, it's exciting for Northern Ontario, because basically this is a catalyst really to develop a plan for Northern Ontario. We have the biggest mineral development in terms of the Ring of Fire in northwestern Ontario, and this plan essentially links the expertise and the experience of Ontario Northland with that Ring of Fire. Setting up a port authority will provide the necessary structure, and Ontario Northland will be a component, a very strong component in that overall structure, a strong component in terms of rail and telecom. So that's job one for sure, retain those jobs, and I believe long term grow those jobs, because the Ring of Fire is going to be one of the Ring of Fire to Northern Ontario and to Ontario is like the oil sands to Alberta. It's going to provide a lot of jobs, a lot of economic opportunity long term.
And also, you know, talking about relationships, the public has less of an appetite for the divisiveness that is being seen in the political world, period, be it the US, be it Canada, be it England.
Yeah.
What are you doing to enhance the relationships with your folks and your fellow colleagues across the floor?
Well, I work hand in hand with all my colleagues. I'm that kind of a member. That's the way I've been through the 35 years that I've been a council member and a school board trustee. I believe in working with people. I'm working hand in hand with members of the NDP on the New Deal for Northern Ontario. When we introduced it, as soon as we introduced it, I talked with Carol Hughes and Charlie Angus and Claude Gravel, and I said, my advice to them was, look guys, we can't have politics in this. The Northern Ontario's got to stick together. And they've all agreed, and I think you have seen, and I think you'll see in the future that the NDP members in the North are behind this. Certainly, the unions are behind it. The unions are driving it, and the NDP members are behind it because they realize how important this is for Northern Ontario. So, putting politics aside, working with members across the floor. I'd like to work with Liberal members as well, but there aren't any Liberal members left in Northern Ontario, so I'm working with my NDP counterparts.
Looking at that, I understand that they're going to put the telecommunications end of Ontario Northland up for sale. It's moving forward. What do you have to do to stop that, to block it at this moment and get this deal done?
Well, I've talked with the proponents, and we have been having a fair amount of success, and this is why I say it's important for the people of Northern Ontario to stand up for Northern Ontario and not let this happen. My information is that the government is taking a second look. They're slowing down. I know the tenders out, a lot of tenders go out, a lot of tenders move aside when there's no successful resolution. So that doesn't worry me. The thing is that we've got to convince this government and the government to be, because there's going to be a new leader and possibly a new government. So we've got to convince them that no, you're going in the wrong direction here. Northern Ontario cannot be ignored. Northern Ontario has to be developed. And even Quebec, despite all its difficulties with the Quebec provincial government, and we all know about that, what's happened in the last year, they have a plan They have a plan for the northern part of their province. And the northern part of our province has given our province the riches and provided the wealth for Ontario for a number of years, and it can still provide a lot more wealth. But we've got to be a part of it, and we've also got to participate in it as Northerners.